This is a video response to The Skeptical Heretic and his video titled Bodily Autonomy and Bad Decisions. First of all, Skep, I want to thank you because I didn't really have a chance to, for paying for my drink in the YouTube Atheist Meetup in New York several years ago. I didn't have a chance to thank you, so I'd like to use this opportunity to do that. And now I'm going to dive into to the content of your video and some points of yours that I don't particularly agree with. The first one being that you say that the man does have a choice of who he has sex with. So, if a person is in a one-night stand and he knocks up the girl, then he's responsible as soon as the semen leaves the tip of his dick. Now, there's a problem because the problem I have with this is that you base this on the idea that if you don't trust somebody, don't have sex with them. But this completely ignores cases in which you completely trust the person and you know them, or at least you think you know them, for quite a while, and not because of a lack of good judgment on your part, you had sex with them countless times in the past. And for instance, let's just say that this individual, she tells you that she does not ever plan on getting pregnant. It's the last thing she would ever want in her life. She doesn't even imagine herself having a child. And you know her, for years. And all of a sudden, after having casual sex with her like you had in the past, 5-10 years, she decides she wants to remain she got it pregnant, and now she's deciding to keep the baby. Now, is this a lack of good judgment on the guy's part? No, he actually trusted her, and he had a good reason to trust her. But then, she changed her mind. And this kind of thing easily happens all the time. Another good example would be, for instance, if a girl invites a guy over just for, hanging out or something, and she offers him to drink and whatever, and they both get totally hammered and end up doing it. Now, his decision-making capabilities are impaired. Now, I don't really want to use this example as a kind of blame the girl for getting him drunk kind of thing, but more like a case where a mutual decision by both of them causes both of their judgments to be impaired. Now, after this case, the girl still has the ability to choose whether or not she's going to keep the child, but the guy still has no choice in the matter whatsoever. Now this, I think, is pretty clearly problematic. The second point of yours that I would have a problem with in this video is that it is your approach to body autonomy and the consequences of unprotected sex. I agree with you on that. You can't really tell a woman you can't force her to get an abortion, obviously, because it's her body and she can decide to keep the baby if she wants. But for it to be fair, for there to be an equality in the choice over whether or not to have a child or not, what should be the case is that a woman has every right to choose whatever she wants to do with her body, including getting pregnant and having a baby with a guy that she had a one-night stand with. But since it is her decision to keep the baby, and he is not interested in keeping this baby, and as far as he's concerned, she could get an abortion. Now, obviously, he can't force her to do that. But I think that for it to be fair, he should be legally allowed to be dismissed of any kind of financial support that will later on need to be provided to the baby. Because the only way, in my opinion, where it would be fair to force a guy to pay child support is in case both of them shared the wish to have a baby, and both of them agreed to have and raise a baby, and then he decided to bail out on it. In that kind of case, obviously the guy is equally responsible. But bodily autonomy is not enough a reason to force a guy to pay child support for a baby that he did not agree to have.